Hey everybody, this is Jim with Harvest Harmonics, and welcome to another episode of the Future of Farming Today. And today I'm going to show you how you can get the most innovative technology in agriculture at no net cost to you. In fact, I'm going to show you 5 ways that you can get our crop booster at no net cost to you. So if you've watched this show, and hopefully you've been watching my show, if not, you can go through our YouTube channel, go through our Facebook channels and see some of the videos where I walk you through how our system works. In fact, I'll actually put a link to an overview where I explain in detail exactly how our system works, if you like, plus some case studies and everything else. But if you know what our crop booster technology is, if you know what it does, and if you're interested and you want to get this on your farm, or maybe you've been in a presentation, we've talked before, we've gone over the numbers and everything, but you decided, hey, this sounds kind of expensive. I don't know if I can afford this. It seems kind of new, etc. I want to let you know something. There are 5 ways. There are probably a lot more ways actually, but there's at least 5 ways that you can get our system at no net cost to you. Okay, and I'm going to go with you. So number 1, R&D tax credits. You may have heard about this. So what R&D tax credits are, or what the research and development tax credits are, is a special part of the tax code known as Section 41. And what this part of the tax code is designed for is to help businesses become innovative and try new things and become more efficient. Because let's face it, we all talk about sustainability, and we all talk about climate change, and we talk about becoming more efficient and using less fertilizers and chemicals and everything, right? And it's all well and good to talk about these things and talk about these initiatives, but when the rubber meets the road, you have to invest some money in it. You don't just magically get rid of your chemicals and and everything is right. You don't just magically change everything that you're doing without some kind of investment, right? You don't get to that next plateau or that next level of your farming operation, or any business for that matter, without some investment, whether it's human capital, whether it's new equipment, whether it's new seeds, whether it's new fertilizers, new equipment like our crop booster. Whatever the case may be, if you want to improve, you have to invest some time and some energy and some money into it, because you just don't get there for free. And I think that unfortunately, because of the way the chemical companies have done business over the last 70 years, we've kind of lulled people into this expectation that the businesses should just give their technology and give their products away for free. And then if it works, they'll buy it. If not, they won't. Okay. And that's great if you have billions of dollars and you're selling something like a chemical, which is cheap and probably isn't that great for everybody, right? When you have something that's a game-changing technology, though, you have to pay for it. I mean, if you want to buy a Tesla, you have to pay for that. A Tesla costs twice as much as a Toyota, right? Or a Ford, right? And, you want to get to that next level where you're no longer spending money on gas and oil changes and all that stuff. You're going to have to invest in that. And eventually maybe the cost comes down a little bit, but it's going to be an investment. But what does that investment buy you? It means you don't have to use gas anymore. You don't have to stop by the gas station, all this stuff, right? So let's take a look at our crop booster. Our crop booster boosts yield and by 20, 30, 40, 50%. It's a huge game changer in terms of the results that it provides, right? And it reduces the need for fertilizers and other chemicals by the same 20, 30, 40%. So you talk about something that takes you from here and makes you go here, where it dramatically increases profitability because of the improvement in efficiency on your farm. But to get there, you have to make an investment. And again, a lot of people have told me, I really like what you're doing. This seems really interesting, but I don't want to invest $200, $300, $400 an acre, $500 an acre to do this. Even though I know that if this does everything you say it's going to do, you're going to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 an acre, right? So they don't want to invest that piece, that little bit, to get a lot more in return, right? And I run into this a lot of times, and that's fine. So I'm going to show you the first way is R&D tax rates. If you're here in the United States, and actually in Ecuador and some other countries too, there's tax incentives for businesses and farms especially that want to be innovative, right? So if you want to be more sustainable and you want to transition to organic, want to transition to sustainable agriculture or regenerative agriculture, then that process does require an investment. But most of the time, the government of your country, whether it's your country or your state, or sometimes even the world, like the UN and those types of organizations, or non-government organizations, NGOs, will have money out there, or tax incentives. The governments have tax incentives which means if you spend $1,000 on this product, we're going to give you that $1,000 back because you took the risk and you decided to be innovative, right? Here in America, those R&D tax credits can reimburse you 100%. So you get a dollar for dollar tax credit on doing trials of our crop booster, right? So it's pretty amazing. You get to try something that's head and shoulders above anything else in the marketplace, and you get the IRS actually saying, okay, we're going to give you your money back on this. Very rare that you get that opportunity, so I suggest you take advantage of it. And I'm not going to get political, but I was going to say, especially with our current administration, but I won't get political, promise not. Okay. But anyway, so that's the first way. So just take a look and see what tax credits are available. And if you're here in the United States, the IRS tax code section 41 explains how you can take those tax credits and get 100% dollar for dollar on your money back on doing trials of our crop booster and other innovative products, okay? Second key way is, again, through NGOs and other types of organizations. There's a lot of organizations out there that are fighting climate change, and they're looking to support regenerative ag. They're looking to support organic produce, and they literally have millions or even billions of dollars to help fund projects like you're taking your farm, which is conventional, and transitioning it over to organic, or making it more regenerative, or adding cover crops, or doing these types of things. There's a lot of money out there. All you have to do is look for it. And if you don't know where to look or how to look, you can, a really good place to go would be Small Business Innovation Research, or SBIR.gov if you're here in the United States. And that actual website has a number of programs that you can apply for, different types of grants and different types of funding to take your farm to the next level. Now, I've actually heard a lot of farmers say, well, I don't take any government handouts. I'm like, okay, fine. If you don't have to take a government handout, but you are going to have to invest in the technology like ours if you want to stay competitive. So you can either pay for it yourself, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you can take advantage of some of these government grants that are available. The third way would be to look at grants like SWEEP, SWEEP. And there's water conservation boards in your area that very often do grants for different trials that can help reduce your water usage, right? So the SWEEP program is to help engage more sustainability in your farming practices. I already mentioned the tax credits, but there's a lot of grants out there at the federal, state, and local level, as well as NGOs, non-government organizations, philanthropy organizations that believe in climate change. There's a lot of these different types of funding operations that allow you to offset the cost of investing in innovative research. So don't necessarily, if you have the attitude like, hey, I don't take any handouts, that's totally fine. But don't let that kind of opinion prevent you from being innovative. If you're not going to accept a handout, but you should at least invest in your farm and pay for it yourself. Don't let that be an excuse of something that's new that you don't want to use because you say you can't afford it, but then also not take advantage of all the opportunities to get assistance and help pay for that. Even if it's just on the trial basis, I mean, it's worth it to do the trial and prove the results for yourself. And then maybe you convince yourself, wow, I see the 20 or 30% Jim's talking about. Yes, let me invest and I'll just pay for the rest on my own. Okay. The next way to pay for it, the third major way to pay for it, actually, this might be the fourth. Let me come check my checklist here. This may be the fourth way. Sometimes I get ahead of myself, and I've done these lists before where I say, hey, here's the top 5 ways, and then I wind up giving like 10 ways, right? So I'd like to give as much extra value as I can. But that's another program, the SWEEP program. Another way to help is just the product itself. If the product really is innovative, then it will pay for itself anyway. Here's a good example. Our crop booster very routinely can help a farmer save 20 to 30% of his fertilizer, pesticide, fungicide, and water costs. So you can actually reduce his costs by that much on all those areas. So you can imagine reducing your input cost by 20% across the board. That's going to provide you enough extra money to invest in our crop booster. And even if that's just a break-even point, you also have added yield and better quality on the other side, on the produce side. So that's going to help pay for it also. So invest in those types of innovations, which will give you your money back. Of course, we have a money back guarantee on our stuff if we need it, but so far, no farmers ever really needed to take advantage of that. So it's been fine. And then the last key point, as far as how do you get our technology for free or no net cost, is, of course, doing our data evaluation program. I'm sorry, our data evaluation program or working with the university, that's the other way. A lot of companies, and ourselves included, will give you their technology for free if you're partnering with a university, because the idea is if the university is collecting data and doing a lot of research and giving the company like ours a lot of valuable scientific data and information, then that is worth something. That is a good exchange for us to continually improve the effectiveness of our crop booster. In fact, we have, I think, over 20 or 30, actually, I think over 30 scientific trials right now that are ongoing. Plus, we already have 6 or 7 white papers that are completed. And I think another 5 or 6 are on the runway there. The papers are being written as we speak. So we are engaging in a lot of science, and a lot of other companies will do that too. So the idea is you partner with us and you say, hey, we want to try your crop booster. It's like, great, let's work with the university. You can take care of some of their research costs, and we will give you that amount of money in free technology. Now you can get our crop booster essentially for free to run the trial. You get the benefit of the increased yield, the reduction of input costs. We get the benefit of having all that scientific data done. And of course, the university benefits by doing that research and being able to publish these white papers in peer-reviewed journals. So there it is, 5 ways, 5 methods that you can get our crop booster and other innovative technologies for free or at no net cost to you. I hope you take advantage of them. I hope you don't waste this opportunity, because this is one of those things where we have large governments, we have government contracts, purchasing hundreds of thousands of acres worth of our technology because they have serious problems to solve. They have starving populations that they need to increase productivity. They have serious insects and other pests that are basically destroying their yields of a lot of their farmers, and they need to do something about it. So they need advanced technology, and they're taking advantage of our technology, the crop booster, to make sure that their farms are productive. And you as an individual business owner and an individual farmer need to be doing the same. You can't be left behind just because some guy's got a freebie or other people are willing to do whatever it takes to get innovative technologies on the farm. So give us a call at 727-324-6750 or email us at service@harvestharmonics.com. Let's have a one-on-one consultation and let me show you how you can become part of the future of farming today. Talk soon, guys.